This WanderStay consulting project was created in partnership with the University of Houston. My name is Juliana Popa and I will be presenting this project. First of all, I would like to go over my methodology. This includes the following: my personal experience working as a WanderStay employee, our online presence, including our website, Facebook, and Instagram account. And finally, reviews gathered from various platforms, including TripAdvisor, Expedia, Hostelworld, and Booking.com. The history of WanderStay began when founder Deidre Mathis purchased the building for the first location from Realty 360. WanderStay officially opened its doors on September 21st, 2018. In the spring of 2019, WanderStay launched the Wander Abroad Scholarship Fund in order to assist students who would like to study abroad but might not have the financial means to do so. WanderStay has since been featured in several notable publications, including Texas Monthly, Forbes, Condé Nast Traveler, and many more. On its one-year anniversary, WanderStay received recognition from the Houston City Hall for being a gem of the Third World community and an excellent example of entrepreneurship. WanderStay's mission and goals can be broken down into three parts: to increase travel and tourism by providing affordable accommodations where travelers meet as strangers and leave as friends. The brand identity prism is used to distinguish the different aspects of a company's identity. On the left-hand side are externalized aspects, or those which are readily apparent to those who interact with the brand. On the right are the internalized aspects of a brand's identity. These are not as easy to pinpoint, but can be identified through careful discernment. Our first externalized aspect is brand physique. This is any physical aspect of a brand, and in the case of WanderStay, can be described as trendy, bright, and youthful. Next is brand relationship. This is how a brand interacts with and treats its customers. WanderStay's brand relationship is welcoming, helpful, and serving. Brand reflection is the final externalized aspect. This is how a brand sees and portrays its clientele. The brand reflection for WanderStay is young, social, and open-minded. On the internalization side of brand identity is personality. This aspect is often embodied by a founder figure, such as Deidre Mathis, who is personable, fun, and casual. Brand culture is the core values which influence a company's actions and brand relationship. WanderStay's core values are being inclusive, positive, and caring. The final aspect, self-concept, is made up of two parts. First, how guests feel when interacting with the brand, which can be described as budget-conscious and adventurous. The second part is how guests believe that others see them when interacting with the brand, such as easygoing and travel-wise. The semiotic square is used to identify different customer groups. In order to categorize WanderStay's customer groups, I used two axes. With the left axis, I separated WanderStay guests on the basis of sociability. With the right axis, I separated them based on thriftiness. At the top of the sociability spectrum, we have a group called socializers. These guests love socializing, and their main motivation for staying at WanderStay is to meet other people. At the other end of the spectrum are housing hunters. These guests are not as interested in socializing and stay at WanderStay for housing-related reasons, whether this is because they are moving to Houston or because their apartment is undergoing renovation. At the top of the thriftiness scale, we have deal chasers. These guests are on a budget and mainly choose WanderStay for its affordable prices. On the less thrifty end of the spectrum are adventurers. They're not as concerned with finances and make their lodging decisions mostly in pursuit of new experiences. In between socializers and deal chasers is a fifth group known as wanderers. These guests share traits with both socializers and deal chasers in that they are social and thrifty. At the bottom, I have identified a hidden group, convenience seekers. These guests don't necessarily share any common traits with housing hunters or adventurers, and mainly choose WanderStay because it is close to where they need to be. For my data analysis, I looked at over 200 reviews from 4 different platforms. The numbers at the top of each bar represent the average star rating on each platform, while the different colored segments indicate the distribution of each site's reviews on the basis of rating. Overall, WanderStay is doing very well since the largest star category for every platform is 5 stars, and the average star ratings are relatively high. The size of the data pool collected offers additional assurance that these figures are representative with a 90% confidence rate. In addition to its great ratings, WanderStay is doing particularly well on TripAdvisor, where it is ranked #1 out of 93 specialty lodging accommodations in Houston. So what do guests love about WanderStay? The first factor I identified was the staff. Whether in terms of friendliness or helpfulness, 123 reviews mentioned WanderStay staff as a positive factor in their experience. Next was cleanliness. 102 of the reviews I found mentioned how clean the property was. The full-size beds were another common feature that guests noted. A total of 73 different reviewers referred to the beds as being a positive aspect of their stay. And finally, location. 82 reviews mentioned that WanderStay's location was convenient or close to various attractions. So what could be improved? A total of 20 different reviews mentioned breakfast in a negative way, making it one of the most commonly cited guest complaints. Next was location, at 16 mentions. And finally, staff availability and service failures received 8 and 13 mentions respectively. WanderStay's breakfast offering has changed multiple times since its opening, and the company is currently moving away from a general breakfast offering to a waffle bar. One consistent aspect, however, is that breakfast has always been self-serve. This appears to have been a surprise for some guests. Others, meanwhile, mentioned not understanding how to prepare certain items. In order to improve this, I suggest that WanderStay display a waffle bar menu with instructions. In addition, setting out the different toppings, syrups, and ingredients for the waffle bar could help guests understand the breakfast offerings and how to proceed with making the waffles. Together, these two steps would help better set guest expectations from the beginning and avoid confusion. Next, I took a look at complaints regarding location. There were different types of complaints for this category, but a common one was a lack of activities and attractions in the area. Another complaint was WanderStay's proximity to the highway. To remedy this issue, WanderStay could try offering a tourist map, both online and in-house. Such a map would display only the main roads and would highlight different Houston attractions and their locations using pictures. This would provide potential and current guests a visual guide as to what they can expect when visiting Houston and what attractions are close to WanderStay. Secondly, WanderStay has considered hosting tours before, and I believe this should be implemented. Tours would benefit guests who are unsure of what to do in Houston and allow them to discover the city with the help and knowledge of a local guide. WanderStay could also post pictures from guest tours and outings so that other guests could get a better idea of what there is to do and which activities they might enjoy. My final recommendations focus on resolving the issue of staff availability. Various reviews mentioned that it was hard to find staff. Others said that there was no one at reception when they arrived. Some related complaints mentioned staff service failures as well. Like most hospitality businesses, WanderStay has experienced the challenges associated with employee turnover. Complaints about staff availability appear to subsequently relate to understaffing situations, along with certain service failure complaints. In order to address this, it is important to examine WanderStay's staffing structure. Currently, this is composed of an AM shift guest service agent and a PM shift guest service agent. The two shifts do not overlap, which results in a service gap. During this time, there is no on-site staff available to assist guests. WanderStay is currently looking to bring on housekeeping staff during this time. While this would lighten the guest service agent's workload, there would still be a service gap between the AM and PM shift, since housekeeping and front desk responsibilities are separated. My proposed solution is to create two overlaps for the three-shift system while cross-training all staff members. Not only would this remove the previous service gap, but it would result in two flexible periods, during which the staff members on site would be available to assist each other as needed, improving staff availability and overall performance. As a result, this structure could lead to better guest interaction, increased teamwork among staff members, and better employee morale. I would like to specially thank Deidre Mathis for the opportunity to conduct this study. It was a great opportunity to better understand WanderStay and helped me gain exposure to consulting work. Finally, thank you for viewing this presentation. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns.